Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. President Aliyev, Excellencies, Heads of State and Government, Heads of Agencies, and distinguished ministers. COVID-19 is a hyper event, plunging our interconnected world into turmoil by disrupting our normal modes of conduct and forms of sociability. Deep uncertainty regarding the future across the world therefore characterizes the COVID effect. We may never comprehend its complexity, but are likely to remember history as before and after COVID-19. Its effect is becoming clearer by the day as it wreaks havoc on lives and livelihood, imposes an unparalleled challenge to our scientific capabilities and medical professionals. The scale and scope of its disruptive and destructive effect requires us to confront turmoil through robust collective action by taking risks, nurturing of solidarity, strengthening of bonds of citizenship, and pursuing strategies of cooperative advantage in regional and international relations. Excellencies, to stand united against COVID-19 is to choose alignment, as controlling COVID requires alignment at the level of humanity. We stand united in sympathy and solidarity with victims of COVID-19 across the world. We offer deep appreciation for the medical professionals and their heroic efforts and support the efforts of the global scientific community to win the race against COVID-19 in developing a vaccine. Our calling as public servants and our duty as heads of state and government make it imperative to think beyond the pain of the moment and to create the necessary alignments at the local, national, regional, and global levels to meet the expectations of our fellow human beings and fellow citizens for providing relief, recovery, and ushering of normalcy. To honor the spirit of non-alignment is to align the multilateral and national forms of cooperation in solidarity against COVID-19, and to restore and to resolve to prevent the collective gains of the movement against poverty, hunger, deprivation, inequality, and instability. The specter of COVID-19 is haunting the humanity. We need aligned actions and game-shaping strategies to marshal the true sense of urgency to overcome it. In Afghanistan, to lead and manage the response, we identified 5 phases: acknowledgement, diffusion, adversity, relief, and recovery. Following the premise that the duration of each phase, the scale and scope of its impact, and the response of the people will be uncertain. Intensive consultations enabled us to map our societal vulnerabilities and chart the expectations of our fellow citizens from their government. Working closely with actors in the market, we focused on ensuring of food and medicine security in coordination with our neighbors, near and far, to ensure the functioning of supply chains and value chains. Using technology to engage public servants and elected officials across all levels of government enabled us to understand the expectations of our people to reallocate and reprogram resources to focus on public awareness, relief, recovery, regional connectivity, and global partnership and solidarity. As listing all the countries, organizations, and individuals that have helped us will require a long time, let me express gratitude for the assistance rendered to us in this global and regional hour of need. We're still in the phase of awareness and diffusion. We do not want to make predictions, but focus all our efforts on possible adversity in relief and recovery. War, unfortunately, casts a long shadow over our focused efforts against COVID-19. For the Taliban have yet to accept our offer of a humanitarian ceasefire. We ask all members of the non-aligned movement to call upon Taliban to cease the senseless violence and engage in the political process to bring peace and prosperity to Afghanistan and the region. Excellencies, COVID-19 has disrupted our habits of normalcy as well as our assumptions of effectiveness and efficiency regarding institutions, organizations at the local, national, regional, and global levels. As the COVID-19 is as disruptive as World War II, overcoming its effect is going to require a true sense of urgency to re-examine the capacity, capability, and suitability of international institutions and regional organizations designed to meet the challenge of the mid-20th century and the subsequent decades of polarization. We, the Afghan people, who have suffered for 40 years from the games of polarization and proxy conflict, would like to transform our country into a platform for regional and global cooperation. Please join us in this noble quest. Let me conclude by thanking President Aliyev for bringing us together and Prime Minister Modi for hosting the SARC VTC earlier on COVID. We need these exchanges and forums to unite against COVID and plan a better world. Thank you.